Hello, everyone. It's Monday evening. If you're watching it today, if you're watching it another day, it may be another day because that's how that works. Every day is a different day. And today was a different day than yesterday and the day before. Go figure. It's like it happens over and over again. It's similar in quality. There's some things that are very similar that happen throughout the day. But there's these nuances that happen that bring things in that I may not have been thinking prior to that thought or that experience. And so today I experienced a distance healing. It was a gift, and I'm very grateful for that. And it was a bit of intuitive reading. So there was some content there that I guess, what happens for me is it's not that I don't know those things. It's that all of a sudden I've been confirmed. The thoughts or feelings that I'm having are all of a sudden confirmed in that moment. And I really appreciate being able to have that confirmation and know, I guess it resonates in that place of I'm going in the right direction, I'm doing the right things, I'm taking the right steps. Okay, I hadn't thought about that. Here now, that thought's in my mind. Where's that going to take me? Because really, ultimately, every thought could be a rabbit hole, right? So if we stretch it open and take a look down and dive into things, sometimes those things come in layers. And today, some new layers came. And so it was the ability to, when she said things like, I can feel the top of your back is extremely tight. Like there was moments last night and in the last couple of days when I could barely breathe. It hurt. It was so tight. And I was like, okay, so I rode a bike. That's probably not going to hurt my back. I certainly feel that in my legs today, let me tell you. And I'm feeling it in my soul. And I think that's what really matters. But, aside from that, this tightness in my chest, or in the back of my chest, pardon me. And then all of a sudden, through an intention healing, I can feel the loosening of that. And I understand that there is a ton of buildup in here. There's a ton of stuff that I've taken on that either I took on purposefully and or I thought it was my responsibility, therefore I started to pick it up and start carrying that stuff around, unbeknownst that I was hurting myself. And or it was stuff that got on me and then got in me. And unfortunately, far too often with trauma, it's the stuff that flicks everywhere. It's like a bomb goes off and the shrapnel's now on me. And then it becomes, this thing that starts to grow inside of me. And so that's where the insecurities come from. That's where some of the shame comes from. That's where some of the aggression and the anger and the hostility and the rage that I feel. And some of those things are righteously felt. There are things that have happened to me in my life that should not happen to human beings, but they did. And so what now? Now what do I do with it? Because realistically, I can wallow in a place of victim my whole life. And a lot of people do. People like that. Where life is always going to be sour. They're always on the short end of things. Life is always happening to them. And they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. And they're aggravated and angry and crunchy all the time. And I vacillate between those two places from time to time. And I find myself in that crunchy place going, right, you have so much to be grateful for. Why not shift that to gratitude? But I have the wherewithal to be mindful of those things when they're happening. Not every time, certainly. Not perfectly by any stretch of the imagination. But it's a practice and it's a muscle. And as long as I continue to strengthen that muscle, it becomes something that just naturally happens. It's something that just naturally occurs, and it's more organic in its creation. And so I'm so grateful for some of the insights that I had, like the color yellow. I have been attracted to the color yellow. That's never happened before. I like it. It's from a distance. It's never been something that's been in my experience or that I've wanted to be warm and fuzzy with. It reminds me of happiness, which is good. But, when she said the color yellow is particularly important to you right now, the bright colors, really spend time staring at it. And the funny thing is, I already do. As you can see right here in the video, there's a yellow planter. There's some yellow flowers back here in that garden right there. So I have been surrounding myself with bright colors in nature. And that's what else she touched on about the forest and being in nature and listening to my guides and being open to the fact that I have all the help that I need. And I am so used to doing things by myself, for myself, and everything else that literally it's the tough place that I keep going to, right? Because it's the natural place that I grew up in, that role of I will take care of myself, I will take care of it, I will take care of everyone else, I will take care of it myself. And the problem is I didn't take care of myself. And so now I'm left with, I don't want that to be the booby prize. I want that to be the prize. Because each one of us gives ourselves that gift. Then we have something that's growing inside of us that isn't resentment, anger, hostility, rage, crunchiness, meh. I want more joy, and I want more peace, and I want more harmony. And when she said today, peace within yourself, I went, wow, like I am a tortured soul and have been for a long time in that battle that I create in my own mind. And I create that state in my own body, and I keep doing it over and over and over again. And I'm not entirely sure why. Because the truth is, when I get into that zoned place, that flowing place, and I really understand that everything is here to serve me, even when it feels like it's against me, even when it feels like I'm being victimized, even when it feels opposite to that, it is here in some way to serve me. And as long as I continue to frame it like that, then those things come into place, and I can keep them outside of my thought pattern, this incessant thinking. I can then be the watcher of my thought and think, so I've been thinking that for a long time. This keeps showing up. I don't know why it keeps showing up. I wonder what it is that I'm supposed to learn through this thing. I'm not quite sure, but at least I get to take and continue to take a look at it, because it's not me. It's not the experience that I'm having. It is something that I can hold outside of myself and really articulate what it is, why it is, what I can do about it, ultimately. And today I also had this really great experience of connecting with some really special people that are really important to me. And as I see us, at the beginning of the pandemic, all of us panicked, everybody unsure, everything around us was unsure. Were we going to get locked in? Were we going to get locked down? These people are living alone, the loneliness factor, etc., etc., all of the stuff that in the last 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks, whatever, how long it's been now, that we've done the process of growing with each other, really supporting each other. And that component right there, having something in the background just to know that they have your back. It's a soft place to land. It's a soft place to come and be vulnerable and say, my week wasn't that great last week. I'm not getting a lot of sleep right now. I don't know what's wrong with me. I want to take a look at this, or this. It's a place behind the scenes to talk things through so that we can gain the clarity, get things off of our chest, calculate whatever needs to be calculated, and then redirect whatever energy has been misdirected. Any thoughts that have been misdirected. Anything that we're doing that's habitual, that's a bit of a habit, that's not, that is a deterrent, that isn't propelling us further and further towards what we say that we want. And even though, sometimes I feel alone in those feelings, and sometimes I feel succumb to them, I know the more and more people that I talk to, and the more and more people that I see experiencing this, I know that it's collective. We're finding ourselves in a collective heaviness. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. And all of it has some sort of global impact. And right now, because of the magnitude of a global pandemic, something that has actually touched almost every single life on the globe in some way, shape, or form. Talking about the different procedures that we need to go through in stores and not knowing any of that information, and them not getting any information or guidelines around what they should be doing, what they shouldn't be doing. So everybody's sort of making it up as we go along. And sometimes those things are anxiety causing, not only for the person receiving them, but maybe potentially for the person as well on the responsibility end. Wanting to keep people safe, not knowing how to do so, what's safe, what's not safe, all of the things that are going on behind the scenes create an undercurrent. And so when we're not sleeping, and not eating properly, or something's askew, really take into consideration that there's a lot of stuff going on in the background, and all of this stuff is happening while we're sleeping, while we're eating, while we're bathing, while we're doing anything else that we do in our lives. All of that stuff is still going on, so it's static in the background. It's kind of this static that happens, and we're supposed to just be normally going along, being ourselves and in our lives, because I don't even know what normal is before the pandemic. So I certainly find myself in a conundrum right now, understanding and knowing what normal is going to be from now on, for me, for my community, for the world as a whole, for my family, for my friends, the people that are important to me. But I am dedicated to navigating it, and I'm dedicated to learning and transforming those things that I learn into a transformation of self. And in the next golden moment of now, and in the next golden moment of now, and in the next golden moment of now, what am I bringing to the world? What am I growing from this place? What am I rooted in? What am I allowing to come forward and develop through me? Instead of always waiting for the pew, 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 because life is always going to be happening all around us all the time. And so my responsibility is to get grounded in the fact that I don't have to be this waiting target, that I get to be the source. And it's a practice, because I've been practicing the other way, or a different way that wasn't very effective, for a long time. And so to turn that muscle into a different kind of strength, and or redirect the bus or the boat or the whatever, it's going to take a lot to turn that wheel in a different direction and have that be the regular momentum and the default button. And so I'm just hanging out in East Van. I so appreciate being able to come here and share my thoughts with you every evening. And today's day 91. I've always said I can do anything for 3 months, and here I am 3 months and 1 day. So I am very grateful to have not stopped, because I think that that's also a tendency of mine, is just to go, okay, well, I did that, so what's next? And the truth is, this will be an evolving process. And so I'm ready and dedicated to my process, and I hope you are too, because you're definitely worth it. What you have to say matters. What you do matters. Your contribution is a positive and unique expression of yourself, and that matters. You matter. And I'm saying that to myself as I look myself in the eye. You matter. And so do you out there in Facebook land, or YouTube land, or social media land, or whatever you want to say about that. So, so nice to see you here tonight. Thank you so much. So much love out there. See you tomorrow.